live. As I was getting ready to go live here, my tripod broke to pieces. Mere seconds before we were supposed to go live. So, to improvise here. I did make this public, right? As I say at the beginning of every live stream, I did make this public, right? Do we got people in here? Hello? Did I set it up wrong? Give me a big thumbs up if someone is here. There we go. John Bowman, the first one here. Katie Nelson. Welcome, everyone. How are you guys doing on this fine evening? Fine Saturday evening? I think it's Saturday. See how many people show up. See if everyone forgot about me. They say it only takes 3 days for everyone on YouTube to forget about you. It is Saturday indeed. I'm feeling okay, guys. I'm feeling okay. When am I doing another animatronic video? I mean, as soon as I see some animatronics. Sorry if I can't be more specific. But you know, did I sleep all day Wednesday? Is that my surgery day? I slept pretty much all day on my the day I had surgery. The worst thing was just the anesthesia. I was just so tired. And I just didn't feel right. I was just, whoo. Timothy Michael says, are you going to the opening day at Epic Universe? I cannot confirm. I cannot confirm. I do not have an official invitation. I have but a mere save the date. Oh yeah, me and Jen went and saw The Monkey last night, and I really liked it. We really liked it. I really haven't just, you know, I don't want to sit here and talk all my surgery the whole time, but it went really smooth. I didn't have any pain at all, really. Nothing that I would consider pain. So that was good. I was really worried. I was worried I'd be in pain. But I just tried to take it real slow, real easy. Tried to relax. And so the monkey's a little different than you might think. It's really more of a, like, I didn't know anything about it going in other than I remember my dad's girlfriend had the book Skeleton Crew on her bookcase, and that monkey scared me when I was a kid. And I was going in thinking this was going to be like a real creep out scary movie, and it's actually more of like a surreal horror comedy than like an actual like straight up scary movie. I liked it though. Jen liked it too. See, comments are going by pretty fast. I'm trying to catch some that I can respond to. Betty Renault says, no more Greyhounds there. Never again. Is there like a reputable bus company? Is there like a bus company that's like a good bus company? Connor Summer, thank you for the super chat. It says Carpetbagger is live. 2/22/2025. Which Epic Universe rides am I most excited for? Probably I guess it's like a dark ride. I've not been like digging in too much because I want to be surprised, but like the Universal Monsters ride that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. Any plans to come back to Louisville? I really want to go to the Kentucky Derby one year. I don't know if this is the year, but I do. Kentucky Derby's on my bucket list. How many people we got? 627 people wear a fancy suit at the Derby. I don't own anything resembling a fancy suit. I may just have to go. There's not a dress code, is there? Because I may just have to go as the Carpetbagger. Dixieland Treasure says everything about riding Amtrak. I mean, it's possible that maybe you haven't been following the channel for the past couple months, but I did just get back from a massive cross-country Amtrak trip. Yeah, this year I'm trying not to focus in on events, like dates. I have to be this date on this day. There's a few. One of them is Trans World. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about Trans World this year because I am going to be in a seminar. I'll be a part of a roundtable discussing YouTube. It's going to take place on Saturday. I'd love for any of you guys that are going to be attending Trans World to stop by. There will be a meet and greet afterwards. I think the meet and greet is at 4:30. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. Yeah, the Amtrak trips really, to me, gave not that the channel was dying in any way, but it felt like it gave the channel a little spark of life, a little something new, a little something added to the gumbo that is this channel that I felt was very positive. Do a trip just in Waymos. That's not possible. Waymos are only like downtown in like a couple different areas. They're like, I know they're in Austin, Texas. They are in San Francisco. And I think they might be in one other place. Trans World is a Halloween expo, convention, trade show. It was called Trans World way before, well, it was called Trans World before our current use of the word trans became mainstream. So it is unrelated to any sort of trans issues. You know, there's trans people there. Trans people that enjoy Halloween, but it's not specifically for trans people. It's in St. Louis, Missouri. Betty Renault, thank you for the super chat. A lot of people ask me, and then people ask me this every live stream. People ask me this about leaving the country. Right now, there's no plans to leave the country. There's things I got to do first, and that is visit all 50 states and all 50 state fairs. And then, and only then, will I feel that it is appropriate for me to begin traveling to foreign international lands. I don't know. It's just, I'm born in America. Maine's food reviews. Thank you for the super chat. You're going to come to Maine this summer. I'm gonna be planning on being in Maine before the end of the year. Just put it on that. Put it that way. It's just America is where I was born, where I grew up. My interest in traveling was centered around America and seeing all of the United States. I've still not seen all of the United States. I'm getting closer, definitely getting closer. Haunt Master says, thank you for the 40th birthday wishes. Also got a TCB shirt. Well, thank you so much. You're very welcome as well. So yeah, I want to see my home country. Terry Nickel, thank you for the super chat. I want to know all about my own home country and all the places in my own home country before I start going to other countries. Johnny Strain, thank you for the super chat. And at this point, my plans are all wrapped up in U.S. travel. I don't even have time in my brain right now to think about traveling overseas. The day may come where it is time, where I feel it is time. But America is huge. Chiptastic says, I won't let politics put any darkness on my country. Yeah, that doesn't affect me as far as where I want to go and where I want to see. Even if there's stuff I don't agree with going on in America, that doesn't mean that I don't want to go places or don't want to see people. I think this country could use more people understanding and talking to each other. I don't think a lot of that happens anymore. Frank Nowak, thank you for the super chat. Have a great night. Happy you're recovering well, and thanks for all of your work to bring us such needed, wholesome entertainment. We are very welcome. Thank you for the super chat. Katie Nelson, thank you for the super chat. This super chat's for a big bag of ice in case you need it. I bought some. I never used it. I never used any of the ice. I didn't end up really needing it. Have I been to the Grand Canyon? Is there any chance to go to the bottom? I don't know. I think you can go to the bottom. I think there's trips. The Grand Canyon is so big. It's hard for me to even explain right now how big it is. James says, did you hear that Meridian Land is being cut up into a smaller park and the rest being used for other properties? We'll see what happens. How many states have I visited? 48. By the end of today, not the end of today, the end of this year, I want it to be 49, and then hoping 2026 is the year of the big 50. I want to get to 50 before 50. Connor, thank you for the super chat. Can you give a shout out to Jen? Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Jen's not feeling great tonight. She decided to lay down. Otherwise, she would have joined me. I don't think I'm ever going skydiving. Mark Klein is always trying to get me to go skydiving. Every time I see him now, he tries to talk me into going skydiving. I have zero interest in going skydiving. I've been to Canada. So always says the image is flipped and everything is backwards. On my end, everything is okay. Yeah, I guess it's backwards for me too. I don't know how that happened. Is there like a setting I can change? I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. It probably is, but I probably can't do it like without ending the stream. So just try not to read anything. It'll be too distracting. $961. We've been getting a lot of. Whenever I do these streams recently, we've been getting a lot of viewers. Yeah, I gotta find some stuff to film this week. I'm trying to still take it a little easy. Not gonna ride any roller coasters or anything like that. But I've got some time for home. I'm thinking maybe just doing some backwoods driving. You know, the other day I drove out to, where did I go out to? Went out to Murphy, North Carolina. I would be interested in doing see more Canada too. See more Canada. I'd love to see more of Mexico, but you know, there's a little more of a language barrier. You know, and with Mexico, there's probably best not to travel alone, because you know there are certain criminal elements within Mexico. Vanessa Areno Casper Collector, thank you for the comment. It says, I have Guinness World Record for largest Casper collection. That's awesome. Sent you an email if you want to see it. Yeah, maybe we could work something out. Where are you located at? Will Bush, thank you for the super chat. It says, hey, from Iowa, huge fan here. Watch every day. Also, when I go to work, I play your videos for my dogs so they have something to listen to. I'm glad that dogs enjoy my video. What videos do the dogs like the best? I feel super antsy, guys. Like, I don't know what to do with myself when I'm not out filming, when I'm not out driving, when I'm not out traveling. Justin Johnson, thank you for the super chat. Wanamaker's Macy's in Philly is closing. They have an incredible giant pipe organ that plays daily. The first display at the 1904 St. Louis World Fair. Well, that's really cool. Sad that they're closing, but thank you for the super chat. Jay Brown says, you also feel burnt all the time. I don't. Like, here's the thing. It's like, I feel more burned out when I rest than when I keep going. I get this, like, almost get depressed when I'm not doing anything. Betty Renault, thank you for the super chat. It says, do you plan on coming back to Cedar Point? I mean, I always come back to Cedar Point. I don't know this year if it's in the cards or not, but, you know, that's, you know, Cedar Point's always a place that I can drive over to and check out. What up, boys? Thank you for the super chat. It says, hey, Jacob, you inspired me to explore Orlando museums. Orlando's a fun place. Sometimes I wish I lived in Orlando. You know, there's always something going on at the theme parks. But sometimes I'm glad I don't, because I feel like I would get burned out on some of the stuff that I love. You know, I absolutely love the Disney parks. You love Universal. I love SeaWorld, Busch Gardens. But if I had it, like, to go to every day, I think I would get burned out. And I think, I don't know. I do feel like, and I don't usually think of things this way, but You know, there's a lot of vloggers in that area. So it's very competitive to be a vlogger in the Orlando area, because you really need to set yourself apart. I mean, I think something that sets me apart is that I don't live in Orlando. John Bowman, thank you for the super chat. Says, love and respect from Fort Worth, Texas. Well, thank you. I didn't go to Fort Worth. That was one of the only Texas cities I did not go to. Is there a lot of vloggers in Vegas? See, I don't watch that many vlogs, really, to be honest. See, I did the work hard, not smart approach, and instead of focusing on a particular area, I just decided I was going to vlog the whole country nonstop. That's what's wrong with me. David Cochran, thank you for the super chat. Do you need a passport to drive to Canada? Absolutely. Unless you, some states, your driver's license will get you in. Like New York, you can get a special driver's license in New York that'll let you into Canada and Mexico, I think. But they do not offer that in North Carolina. R. Ballara, thank you for the super chat. Says, I moved 2 years ago and never updated my address on Patreon. Hope the new tenants enjoy random postcards. Well, thank you for the super chat. You could always go into Patreon and change the address. Have had any Mexi melts recently? Asked Sean. No, I had to stop. Like, I was eating 3 Mexi melt meals a day, so I decided that I needed to, for my own health, I need to stop. Flippy the fish passed away. I'm sorry to report. Oh, what's it say? Hannah Ebby says, is the yellow mystery spot bumper sticker from St. Ignace, Michigan? I live right next to it. That's actually, I think that's Santa Cruz. But I have been to the St. Ignace mystery spot as well. Brenda Perry, thank you for the super chat. Says, what media have you been intaking while resting at home? What have we been watching? We watched Dexter Original Sin. We've watched a couple movies. We watched Dark Match on Shudder. We watched what else have we watched? We've been watching. Sometimes we'll just watch Royal Rumbles on YouTube. Jeff Thompson, thank you for the super chats. Have you been someplace that you wondered why you went there? No. It's always, seeing something, even if that something ends up not being what you were hoping, you still have seen it, and that's still an accomplishment. I haven't been able to sync up with any of the Oddities convention, either the Oddities and Curiosities Expo or the World Oddities Expo. I've just not been able to be in the right city at the right time. Chasing Daylight Studios, thank you for the super chat. It says, hi from Massachusetts. I was watching your latest visit, and you met my friend James at Count Orlok's Nightmare Gallery. Ron. Oh yeah, James is awesome. He gave me a little behind-the-scenes tour. Super cool guy. He was a little frustrated at my lack of horror movie knowledge, but he gave me some tips, some horror movies to watch. Bill Alger, thank you for the super chat. Hello from Montana. I like Dexter Original Sin. Like, you can't think about it too hard because everything makes it so many plot holes. Like, it doesn't match up to the original Dexter, but if you just relax and enjoy it for what it is and what it's supposed to be, it's fun. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Dexter Resurrection, because why not? Dexter, you can't take Dexter too serious. Dexter is ridiculous in and of itself, and you must accept that in order to truly enjoy Dexter. William Eyelash, thank you for the super chat. My husband Patrick and I love you guys. I hate Starbucks too. Well, thank you. Yeah, still trying to solve the mystery on why people drink Starbucks or coffee in general. Kathy, thank you for the super chat. So you should visit the Arensback Troll Museum in Tennessee. The Arensback Troll Museum. What is the Arensback Troll Museum? And where in Tennessee is it? I like anything with trolls. Freewheeling, thank you for the super chat. So how can you film off the beaten path and small town events, not just popular attractions? Everyone else vlogs. It makes your channel unique and shows that there's cool stuff everywhere. Well, thank you. I mean, that's just something I want to show, that there's cool stuff no matter where you go. Most people have cool stuff right by them right now that they don't even visit. You know, I started visiting just stuff that was local, closest stuff I could find. I just like cool stuff. I just like interesting things. I saw the monkey and I liked it. Megan Migliancio, thank you for the super chat. I was trying to get that right. People ask if I'm going to different amusement parks, Knoebel, Cedar Point. I'm trying to approach this year a little differently by not setting dates and times and locations. I got prioritized trips, road trips, and so I'm not making any specific trips for amusement parks at this time. I may have an opening where I do, but trying to leave open time to just travel. Street Noise, thank you for the super chat. Are you a fan of the super cute and fierce Ewoks? I do like the Ewoks. I loved the Ewoks when I was a kid. I never understand why people say they don't like the Ewoks, because, you know, it's all part of the fun. HUD, thank you for the super chat. It says, hey, Jacob, have you ever been to the National Railroad Museum in Green Bay? I think that would be a neat destination with this year's theme. Yeah, definitely. I don't know when I'll be in Green Bay, Wisconsin, but definitely trying to check out more railroad museums. Now that I'm starting to understand trains a little better, I think I'm picking up more as I go. Calvin Treywick, thank you for the super chat. It says, think you might go to WrestleMania in New Orleans next year? Love your videos. It's not impossible, but I don't know. The WrestleManias are so expensive now. WWE tickets are so expensive. Just getting a ticket to a Raw or something, it's crazy. I really don't know. As far as like haunt season, I really don't know what haunts I'll be checking out this year. Hopefully I could talk to some people, at Trans World, maybe some haunt owners, that we could get something arranged for haunt season. Jason M. says, Jacob won't answer unpaid cues. What's for dinner? No, that's not correct. If people do give money for a super chat, I'm going to 100% answer their question, but there's a lot of other ones. I try to answer what I can, but obviously I can't answer everyone. But if someone is going to be generous enough to donate $1 or $2 or multiple dollars, then I am 100% going to respond to their question. Be pretty rude if I ignored super chats, wouldn't it be? Billy Altman, thank you for the super chats. I used to live in Waynesville, and my daughter Jessica was born there. Yeah, my daughter was not born here. We didn't live here when she was born. Rob Ogletree, thank you for the super chat. Will you take Jen on a train sojourn? We've talked about it. We've talked about Jen coming with me on a train. We're probably going to get one of the larger rooms. The roomette may be a bit snug. Yeah, I don't by any means expect anyone to super chat or give money or anything. That's not what I'm here for. But if someone is kind enough to give that money, I'm certainly going to respond to them. And, you know, in the meantime, I do try to answer as many other questions as I can. Honor Roll Dude, thank you for the super chat. It says, RIP Shell Factory. What are some attractions that you were disappointed that no longer exist? That bums me out because I love the Shell Factory. I went there really early on. I went there before I even made videos. Stuff, it's getting to the point where it's too many things to mention. Just so many things gone. Gone. Museum, World of Illusions is gone. Brother Maynard, thank you for the super chat. Join the channel and Jens. Well, thank you. Call It Match says we have a slime factory attraction in London, Ontario. I've never been to a slime factory. I've seen a few of them, like pop-ups, slime making. I don't know. Angela Tate says, my partner has been recovering from a stroke since 2019, and he's asked me to tell you you've helped him every day since then. Love from the UK. Well, thank you so much. I'm sorry to hear about the stroke, but if I can help distract someone for a few moments out of the day, then at least I'm doing some good here. Gerald Bishop, thank you for the super chat. Weedham Boys is taking my first train trip when I go to Orlando. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, you can take a train down to Florida. You can take the car train, the auto train from Virginia to Florida, where you can put your car on the train for some reason, which I'm going to have to do at some point. That just sounds like too much fun, right? Do I miss living close to my mom? Yeah. I don't live close to any family really. It's always been hard, especially when I had young children. Jason Carey, thank you for the super chat. Says, hi Jacob. My wife and I are considering the same procedure you had, and I am nervous. Any advice? Is it easy recovery? Different people have different experiences. I've talked to people that experiences were different than mine. Mine is pretty simple. I didn't have any pain. You have to be careful. You have to like lay down. This is silly because part of the hardest part for me was just laying down. I was getting so antsy this last couple days. I was tired of laying down, tired of sitting down. I just wanted out of the house. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Gerald Bishop, thank you for the super chat. Tweetsy for Halloween. Now I love Tweetsy Railroad, but Tweetsy Railroad is very particular about how they handle social media, and sometimes it's just very difficult to navigate. Marzipan Kitty, thank you for the super chat. Says your near daily videos have become a comfortable part of my routine. Thank you for bringing joy during dark days. Well, thank you, and hopefully I can get back on doing more regular videos, regular days. I am planning on trying to go find something to film tomorrow. Not much to say. Thank you for the super chat. Says, thank you for your videos. I enjoy watching your point of view before we travel to these places. Well, thank you. Yes, Jen does have a YouTube channel, Jenny Penny on YouTube. Evan Layton, thank you for the super chat. Says thank you for bringing us together by showing us there are great places to see and wonderful people no matter where you go. Absolutely. Lehigh Ramsey, thank you for the super chat. Says, would you ever consider House on the Rock for Dark Side Tour in October? It's awesome. I absolutely 100% want to go on the Dark Side Tour for House on the Rock. Do you know if you've been there? Do you know if if like cameras are okay? I didn't know if they would like say no cameras because it's like a haunt, but I definitely want to do it, especially if I can film it. Yeah, I'll try to keep my eye out for more train museums. This is an iPhone without a problem. Okay. I may have to make that a point. That may be what we're doing this this fall. We may be going to House on the Rock for the Dark Side Tour. Jim S., thank you for the super chat. If you could only visit one attraction ever again, what would it be? Oh, that's really hard to say. Maybe House on the Rock. Suthius, thank you for the super chats. Hey, Jacob, watching your videos. I love how you get more and more recognized, especially theme parks, especially by staff entertainers. It's crazy. I never thought that this would be my life, where people recognize me. I got noticed at the post office today, but especially like theme parks. A lot of people know who I am. It's really strange because I'm not a person that ever sought out this sort of attention. So it's really flattering, though. Like, it's really flattering. You know, when I was younger, I never thought it would amount to much, but the fact that I mean something to people makes me very happy. Richie73, thank you for the super chat. So we'll be going to Tinkertown anytime soon. I know you have been there in the past, but I was wondering. Love Tinkertown. Always willing to stop by Tinkertown if it's open. They close down for the winter. I know that. Trey McGinnis, thank you for the super chats. My wife and I are heading to Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge tomorrow. Can't wait to get back on the Jurassic Jungle boat ride and Earthquake. Check out some of the new attractions in the area. Thank you for everything you do. Hope you have a good time. I've been trying to get over there. I've been trying to get over to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge for a little bit now, and the weather keeps standing in the way. Weather and roads being down. Kate Warner, thank you for the super chats. Best wishes from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thank you, everyone, leaving a comment, leaving a super chat. Street Noise, thank you for the super chat. Yes, do the Dark Side Tour. Sounds amazing. Nuts and Board, Colorado, thank you for the super chat. I am alone and living in Puerto Rico, originally from New York. Thank you for saving this hermit and inspiring travel by train. I'm motivated. Well, thank you. I think that the train is a good way to travel, and the train is a good way. If you get the roomette, if you like traveling by yourself, you're little, like to have your own place. I think the roomette's great because you can sit there by yourself. You can look out the window. If you're more, extroverted person, you can go to, the Sightseer Lounge. You can talk with people. You can have more of an experience with people. So it's just kind of how you like it, that's what kind of one of the things I like about the train. Am I ever going back into pro wrestling? I'm at the point in my life where I'm afraid I would get hurt doing pro wrestling. If by any chance, I just really decided to dedicate more time to my health, I would definitely consider it. I've got a hurt shoulder, and I can live my life with this hurt shoulder, but I don't want to do things that are going to hurt it more. Joan Redwing, thank you for the super chat. Says, love videos of Salem. The attractions are amazing. All we saw before were Salem shopping videos previously. Well, thank you. I like to check out all the little interesting attractions. I don't mind doing a little shopping as well. Mike Miller says Travel Channel should pick up your show. You know, I don't think I want to. I don't think I'd like that because the way I do my videos now, I have complete control over everything. I don't have to listen to producer. I don't have to listen to advertisers. I don't have to have a boss. And I think a TV channel might ruin my channel, if that makes sense. Tracy's Fracture History and More. Thank you for the super chats. I really enjoyed the train travels. Yeah, the trains have been really, I think, have been a fun addition to this. Richard Pennington says, "What was your wrestling gimmick?" Wrestling, I was the Carpetbagger. I wrestled as the Carpetbagger. Kind of like my wrestling character is basically a version of the Carpetbagger that basically, I would say Carpetbagger in wrestling is basically me in wrestling not realizing, you know, how over my head I'm in. Yeah, I loved the monkey. It was ridiculous. It was way more ridiculous than I thought it would be. And we loved it. Me and Jen loved it. Tippy Toe says no Southerner would call himself a Carpetbagger. I know you had to be somewhere from L. Well, yeah, I mean that's kind of the point. Saw Bear says big move was the tourist trap suplex. That's actually funny. I wanted to use that name for a move, the tourist trap, but I couldn't ever like figure out what kind of move to something that I could theoretically do myself. Josh Rutherford, thank you for the super chat. Howdy from West Virginia. Yeah, it probably sounds like a submission hold, the tourist trap. Midwest Explorers, thank you for the super chat. So what's your favorite world's largest? Ooh, that's a good question. Favorite world's largest. Huh. It's a good question. I'm having trouble thinking of a good answer. Having to think about that. World's largest. This may be cheating, but I'll throw out world's largest whale inside of House on the Rock. Michael Sharma says, did you ever go Route 66? I've done Route 66 twice. Right now, the preliminary plan is I want to do Route 66 next year. Again, for the third time, because it is the 100th anniversary of Route 66. So I thought it would be the perfect time to go on a Route 66 trip. And Jen has wanted to do Route 66, so I thought maybe we could do Route 66 together. My hat's not. I just want to see the pins in my hat. My hat's upstairs. Otherwise, I would show you. Shy says, have you been to the world's largest ball of paint in Indiana? It's by appointment, and you can add a layer of paint. Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you. Oh, gently stand up. And yeah, it's over here. The Pixie's in front of it. But sorry, Pixie. Yeah, world's. There's my plaque. World's largest ball of paint. And there actually is over there. There's a piece of the world's largest ball of paint right there. There's also where I ate a 72-ounce steak there. You guys want to see how many pressed pennies I have? I still got some cleaning up to do in here. I got all these boxes I need to go through. And I don't spend as much time down here as I used to. But there's the pressed pennies from the year of the pressed penny right there. See, I used to come down here. This was kind of like my refuge because I didn't really feel like the rest of the house was mine. I felt like the rest of the house belonged to the other people that lived here. Jason Carey, thank you for the super chats. The glass cleaner in the airport was so cool. Yeah, I want to get one of those for my house. But now, turn my cabinet of curiosities on there. Now, I feel like the whole house is mine. It feels like it's a space that me and Jen share, that it doesn't belong to one person. That's something that me and her share. So I have a lot of treasures down here, but I don't spend as much time down here anymore. Yeah, someone asked about Joe Dirt. He, my friend Paul Snyder in Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City Wonder House made him. Paul's been in some of my videos, and he's also been in some of Justin Scard's videos as well. Jeff Kincannon, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Jacob, it's been a while since I caught one of your live streams. Well, it's good to have you here. Demolina says, didn't I see you collab with Scott on tape? Yes, I've met Scott on tape. I hung out with Adam and Scott on tape in Florida, and then I just randomly ran into Scott on tape at what's that diner? That diner right off Hollywood Boulevard, right next to the Hollywood Museum. Magic City Adventures says, does Jenny want to get married and have kids? Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate that. It's, some stuff is... Yeah, obviously, we don't want to have kids because I've just had... It's Mel's Diner? Okay. Because I had this procedure. I didn't... Believe me, I didn't do it without checking first. So... Yeah, we both decided we were too old and did not really want to have kids at this point in our life. Both my children are grown adults, and I did not want to start over from scratch. Thoughts on Halloween Kills and Lamont at large? Sometimes I think about Halloween Kills, and it really irritates me. That movie. It really gets in my craw. I don't ever think about Lamont at large. Adventure and more with J-Dog. Thank you for the super chat. Hi from Kannapolis, North Carolina. I'm from Wisconsin, and I moved here in 2018. Love your channel. Have a good night. Well, you have a good night. Thank you so much for the kind words. Yellow Culinary Arts and Vlogs. Thank you for the super chat. What is your favorite Meow Wolf attraction? I think I still go with Omega Mart on that one. Patrick Miller. Thank you for the super chat. Much love, Jacob. Hope to meet you one day in Orlando. Spent quite a bit of time down there, so who knows? But thank you for the super chat. Mystic Unicorn says, sad you never come to New England for very long, despite the fact that I spent several weeks in New England just a couple months ago. just Halloween Kills is just, I don't know. It's starting to fade from memory, like why that movie bothered me so much, but it was a bad movie. It was a crappy movie. Jason Carey. I do think, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, Halloween Dies, or whatever it is. They're just movies that are going to be forgotten about. No one's going to remember those 10 years from now. Nah, they'll be a footnote. Jason Carey, thank you for the super chats. Last question, I promise you. You can ask many questions you want. Would you ever want to go with your mom on one of your trips? She seems sweeter in your Thanksgiving episodes. I'd love to take my mom on a trip. I have been to the world's largest chair in Thomasville, North Carolina. Lindsay Carlisle. Mark Draskovic, thank you for the super chat. Evil dies tonight. Oh my gosh. Ryan says, I wish I could make it Trans World to be part of the panel you and Tava J will be part of. I wish you could be there too. I think it'll be fun. Unless I screw it up or something. Trans World, I'm leaving Thursday, getting on a plane. On a jet plane. Don't know when actually, I do know when I'll be back again, but Chris Goforth says, nice to meet you at the Fiesta Texas Mardi Gras Parade. It was a pleasure to meet you as well. Someone says flying first class is my budget. I've never flown first class, and I fly Southwest, so I don't think Southwest has first class. Halloween 1 and 2 are the only ones that I really like. I haven't seen them all, but of the ones I've seen. Rob Crummell, thank you for the super chat. Any plans for Universal Unleashed in August? No plans for it. I definitely want to check it out. I hope I can chat with them, and maybe they'll let me film. Pigeon Patrol Products and Services. How do you read all these posts? I do my best, and still some people get mad. Misty Unicorn says, please consider giving New England more love. Now, see, I do love New England. There's just a thing you got to understand. Like, I am a tourist. Brian Chevrier, thank you for the super chat. I travel to touristy places and enjoy touristy things. And tourist season is not the same length in every state. I go to Florida more often because their tourist season is 12 months long. The tourist season in New England is like, June, July, August, September, October, so 5 months. So less than half the year. So, And the stuff just isn't open. Like, a lot of tourist stuff just isn't open when I go there. So, Magic City Adventures, thank you for the super chat. Have you ever been on a father-son bonding trip with your son? I mean, we've never done, like, just a road trip, me and him, no. Fleabit Adventure says, New England is currently frozen solid. Yeah, and that's a part of the reason why I don't go there in the winter. I'm not to say that I would never go there in the winter, but I would need, like, some motivation. I haven't got a chance to see any of Adam's Ecuador vlogs. I watched some of his Belize vlogs, and I thought his Alaskan vlogs were really good. I just don't have a lot of time for watching vlogs, but, you know, Adam always has been and always will put out good content. Bethany Lara, thank you for the super chat. Says, love watching your videos. Always learn something new every day, and you always put a smile on my face. Hope to meet you one day. Tomorrow's my birthday. Well, happy birthday. It's just a few hours until your birthday, so I wish you a happy birthday now. And thank you again for the super chat. Why hasn't my son been part of my videos like my daughter? He has been in videos. He's much older than my daughter. He is... he's an adult. I actually vlogged his wedding. His wedding is I have his wedding on my channel. You know, he's just been an adult doing his own adult things at the same time when Anna was a child living at home. And, you know, when he was a teenager, he didn't necessarily want to do everything that we wanted to do, as most teenagers do. Ryan says, why do you think attendants on Amtrak are more laid back and easygoing compared to flight attendants? I just think the train travel is just less stressful in general. There's just so much stress going on planes, in airports. And I don't know. I think people in trains are maybe in less of a hurry. So I think they're easier to deal with. It's just like the trains just feel more laid back, if that makes sense. Just, you know, from the clientele to the staff. Street Noise, thank you for the super chats. Thank you for teaching us the sad truth about the groundhog's wife and children. Don't get the magical elixir. I don't know. I'm definitely feel like they should start giving Phyllis and the children the elixir. Give them the elixir. Give them the elixir. Endeavors, thank you for the super chat. Can't offer much, but put it towards your doctor bills. Well, thank you so much. Help me cover that $21,000 copay that I thought I was going to have to pay. I didn't think I was going to pay it. I didn't think there was a pot, you know. I knew I didn't have $21,000 in my pocket. Say a big hello to Isabella and Colton. Sidebar and Chill says they're going for the world record international ice carousel in March up here in Fort. Let me take a snapshot of that, because there may be a possibility I'm going to be in Fort Kent in March. I'll need to look up more information on that. Fort Kent is like one of the highest points in Maine. Ross and Fountain, favorite attraction in Philly. Oh, I love Otherworld in Philadelphia. What's it? The prison there. The old historic prison is really cool. Dixieland Treasures. I have been to Tarpon Springs, Florida. Yeah, I'm probably going to be filming more local stuff this week. Ryan, I've heard about John's Roast Pork. It's been closed every time I've been in the Philly area. Like if I had like a day to get a cheesesteak. The One Punch is next visit to Oregon. Avoid P-Town. Hit the coast. Is P-Town, is that Portland? Street Noise, thank you for the super chat. Any chance for union with that chompy camel to see if he'll apologize? You know what? Maybe. Maybe I need to. Crazy Coney Island kid. Say, I met you in Coney Island. We'll be coming back for the 2025 season. I love Coney Island, and I would love any chance to come back. Leslie Farr, thank you for the super chat. Tony Helms, thank you for the super chat. Can you say hi to Daniel and Terry Helms next time you're in Des Moines? We would like to be willing to sit down and interview. Well, thank you for the super chat. Hello, Daniel and Terry. What would it be an interview for? Just out of curiosity. Sign the petition for Coney Island not to be developed into a casino mega. That would be so sad. Like, why not just wipe your butt with the Constitution of the United States? Leslie Farr, thank you for the super chat. Can you make a video about the tail of the dragon here in the Smoky Mountains? I did a video on it like way back at the beginning of this channel. It's hard because it's not something that you would really want to try to film. You really want both hands on the wheel. But I don't know, I could maybe mount something on my windshield. Swamp says, I love the giant leech legend. I was so happy. I was so happy. I just stumbled upon the legend of a giant leech because I pulled over to look at a train car. Like, that's the sort of thing that I love about this channel, is like how stuff like that comes together. And yeah, then it like circles back where it's connected to the Moon-Eyed people that I'd already shown. It's just like, man, sometimes I just love how things somehow Sawbear says dragon flattens out on video. Yeah, I don't think video captures how scary it really is. I took Jen on the dragon once and we saw a car accident. We didn't see it happen, but we got to the end of the dragon, then we went back and a car had wrecked like several minutes before that. The one pun, thank you for the super chat, says avoid Portland, go to Astoria, Newport, and Seaside. I mean, I'd be happy to visit all 4 of them. I don't avoid cities, really. There's really nothing that will make me avoid a city. As long as there's something I want to see there. Whoa. Joshua P. Warrens, thank you for the very generous $100 super chat. Says, I'd love to have you on my podcast, Strange Things, to talk about your adventure sometime. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, shoot me an email, as well as, yeah, we could chat about that, as well as the other channel that was wanting to know about an interview. You can shoot me an email as well. But thank you so much, Joshua P. Warrens. Richard Hawkins, thank you for the super chat. Hi, it's Richard Hawkins. I helped you when you needed help. I have about $600 in messages. Send me some merch. You forgot about me. Well, send me an email. Christian Carlborn, did you get your TSA pre-check number? I did. It only took a couple of days. I got my pre-check number. Ryan says she's glad the twin brother Bill and the monkey guy has come up and for being a jerk. Yeah, he was a real jerk. Waymo's coming to Tokyo. I definitely have to do, if I was travel international, I have to do more research because I just don't know anything. I don't know anything about being a tourist in other countries. I'm sure it'll be a really interesting experience. It's just not prepared for it yet. Ryan, I don't see myself ever purchasing a Tesla. Bill Gorman says local national park closing 2 days a week. Which park is that? Yeah, Master, I would really love to have a guide, like someone who could show me the country. Paris Bantang says, "Can you not ignore me? Ignore me." That was acknowledgement. I rode the Big Wheel Ferris wheel in St. Louis. That's the one at the aquarium. Richard Hawkins, thank you again for the super chat. You don't remember me? I sent you 600, and you said you would send me some special merchandise. You said because of the storms when the weather got bad, I trusted you when you mixed the hotel. You're talking about the Montana Fair? Well, just shoot me an email. We'll work it out. Nuts and Board, thank you for the super chat. Mikasa Sukasa, if you ever want to come to the Caribbean. Caribbean might be a good starting point. This is a little random, but when looking outside of the United States, I was wondering about taking a trip to Bermuda. And the reason that I thought about taking a trip to Bermuda is that I did my 23andMe, and I have a large amount of living relatives in Bermuda. I have apparently tons of family in Bermuda. I am of Bermudan descent. My mom's biological father was from Bermuda, and I don't know. I didn't know him. He's passed now. Him and my mom did not have a relationship, but it's just interesting. It would be interesting seeing the land of my people. Lady Christine Moffat, thank you for the super chat. So John loves his birthday message. He's 55 today. Well, thank you. And Richard Hawkins, if there's some misunderstanding, we'll work it out. I just don't remember promising anything in exchange for money. It's not something I would normally do. But, okay, you can get my email address. It's easy to find. This is starting to get weird, Richard. And yeah, if you can find my email, and you can email me if there's a real problem. Other than that, I think we're done talking about it. Ashley, you're very welcome for the Valentine's cameo. What are your thoughts on Kentucky? I love Kentucky. Yes, me and Jen did exchange Valentine gifts. Nuts and board. Remember, Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. Well, thank you for the super chat. I'd be happy to go to Puerto Rico. Jess Burns, thank you for the super chat. I only discovered you recently, but your videos have become part of my routine. They feel like hanging with a friend. I hope you're having a great day. Well, thank you. Any idea where I put the love locks? I don't know. I'm going to keep them in my car. And if I find some love locks, they will be attached. Bilbo Diggins, thank you for the super chat. Longtime sub, Cincinnati area loves you. Well, thank you. I love the Cincinnati area. Orange D Orange says Joshua P. Warren is a big deal. Well, I'm very honored. Yeah, definitely need me and you, Joshua P. Warrens, definitely need to chat. Lyle Hampton, thank you for the super chat. Freddie Vera says, I'm too poor to send super chats, but that's okay. We can still chat. The chats don't have to be super. How old was I when I had my son? My son, adopted my son. It was my ex-wife's, from my ex-wife's previous marriage. Nicole Porter says, I love when you say coming to you live. Yeah, some people don't like that. Some people are like, actually, you're pre-recorded, so you can't say that. And I'm like, I can say whatever I want, and I'm just saying it for funsies, so calm down. Richard, I appreciate the super chats, but this line of conversation is making me uncomfortable. Brody Netherton, thank you for the super chat. We will miss you at Frogman. Yeah, I hate that I'm missing it this year. I had a great time last year. Richard, if there's an issue, this is not like, generally, I don't conduct myself in public if there's an issue. If there's something, there's a miscommunication or something, I'd have been happy to talk about it, but I don't think this was appropriate for you to come in here and like try to make a weird stink about it. I would have never asked for anything in exchange for super chat. I would never at any point have offered anything in exchange for a super chat. Ever. Amy Thomas, thank you for the super chat. We enjoy your videos. Speedy recovery. Well, thank you. It has been a speedy recovery. Well, if I never asked, then okay, let me explain how super chats work on this channel, guys. I think the vast majority of you understand this. The super chats are basically a tip. If I was a street performer, the little bucket sitting out, little can, little styrofoam cup, that would be for super chats. You can come and you can listen and we can talk and you don't need to do anything. But if you feel compelled, you can make the choice to drop a super chat in there. One, should not put money into the super chat and expect that they are entitled to receive more from that experience. I mean, I'm happy giving a shout out, giving a happy birthday, giving a whatnot for super chat, but you know, but don't show up 6 months later and expect something back. That's not how this works. NC Zert Gear, thank you for the super chat. Come to Rowena, Texas, Ronnie Parker's birthplace. Don't know who Ronnie Parker is, but it sounds like a fun place. Richie, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the videos. I enjoy them greatly. I've added some places you have visited to my bucket list. Thank you. Well, thank you. I'm glad to spread the bucket around. Take the items out of my bucket list and sprinkle them around into other people's buckets. Kathy says, I sent you an email about the Troll Museum and the Smokies. Also sending you fiberglass dinosaur. Also about sending you a fiberglass dinosaur for the bunker. What? Hunt Master, I want to hunt down all the Dambo trolls, but Thomas Dambo's building them too fast. Catwoman, thank you for the super chat. I'm definitely gonna go check out these Strange Things podcasts when I'm done with this. Yeah, is anyone else coming to Trans World? Man, sometimes the internet gets weird, doesn't it? Andy Bulger asked if I can leave live chats up for replays. Yes and no. So when a live chat is done, it goes unlisted, meaning if you have the link, you can still watch it. It doesn't sit up onto my channel. So what I tell people to do if you want to watch live streams after the fact is to set your notifications so that you get the link sent to you when they go live, and then you can use that link to watch them whenever you want. They'll still be up. They just won't be public. They won't be displayed on, on the front of my channel. Cat's Maw, thank you for the super chat. I feel bad. Like I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like someone's having a mental health problem. I don't want to like make fun of them or block them. But let's talk about other stuff. Yeah, we're all just relaxing here. We're all just having a good time talking. I never used the frozen peas. You know, like I said, I just never had any pain, which I was so excited about. I'm gonna, you know, my plan is to get out of the house and all right, Richard, it's all good then. Let's just leave it there. Yeah, like I explained in my videos, you know, I was very nervous. I have had some road bumps with surgeries before. Maybe not went as smooth as before, but this went, I guess, about as smooth as it could. Halloween Massive. Have you seen the new distortion props? No, I don't read the spoilers. I like to go see it myself at Transworld. But Distortion's always has some of the best stuff. William Barksdale says, can you share the names of the trains you rode from Chicago to San Francisco to Seattle to Chicago and finally to Texas? Yes. So I took from Chicago to San Francisco. That's called the California Zephyr. Then the train that I caught going up from San Francisco to Seattle, that's the Coast Starlight. And then headed back from Seattle to Chicago is the Empire Builder. And then one from Chicago to Texas was the Texas Eagle. LR Denoise, thank you for the super chat. What's your favorite small town amusement park? Oh boy. Could I say, I'd say it counts because it does have rides. I would say Enchanted Forest in Oregon. Knoebels would definitely be up there. Yeah, Knoebels would definitely be up there near the tippy top. Captain Jerry Donnelly says, my last surgery was after being attacked in Iraq. Well, I'm so sorry. I'm sure whatever you went through there was a million times worse than what I went through, but sorry that happened to you. Jessica Moore, thank you for the super chat. Are we able to go to Mothman Fest this year? I'm hoping, fingers crossed. That is one event that I don't like to skip. I saw Bear says Dollywood is the best staff. Dollywood does have some of the best staff. That is true. Misty and Nathan Coleman, thank you for the super chat. Would you ever consider a meet and greet or touring Civil War battlefields? My husband is a huge fan of yours. Civil War Battlefield, sometimes a little tricky. I don't know a lot about battles, so it's kind of hard for me to really show and appreciate them. I haven't done a meet and greet in a while. I don't know. If their meet and greets are hard to put together. Am I going to take the Greyhound again? I don't think so. If I take a Greyhound, be sure that I am in heck of a pinch. The abandoned yard sale is not there anymore. It burned down. Yeah, it's funny. When I saw the Greyhound station inside the train station, and I, almost jokingly said, "Would you guys think? Would you guys think if I took a cross country Greyhound trip?" Not a single person said do it. Not a single person said that'd be fun. Everyone said no, do not do that. I didn't listen. Instant karma. Jason LaPlatte, thank you for the super chat. K8DWM. Hey, Jacob, ever been to Mackinac Island? It's beautiful. I have been to Mackinac Island, and it is beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, people do, people in my life do call me Jake. I don't prefer it. Like, I've always introduced myself as Jacob, but, I'm certainly not going to tell my mom what she can and can't call me. Nug, thank you for the super chat. What's the Hawaii plan? Did you check on the sub tours? Also, when you eventually get to Alaska, take the train from Anchorage to Fairbanks. It's worth it. Anchorage to Fairbanks train. I'm going to snapshot that. I'm going to try to remember that, too. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I would love train. Indifferent. Oh, man. Classic movies? Like, what era? Movies I grew up on. My favorites that I grew up on are like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, Wizard of Oz, Little Shop of Horrors, some of my favorites. What's my favorite pressed penny? I don't know. Here's the pennies right there. John Bowman, thank you for the super chat. World record dive coaster to Six Flags over Texas. Yikes. I would love... Now, each Six Flags operates independently. So, for the most part, Six Flags are really nice to me. But the Six Flags that's the most nice to me was Six Flags Fiesta Texas. They were awesome to me. But it's up to each individual Six Flags if they want to invite me, if they want to allow me to film. I don't have any expectations. I don't feel entitled to it. But I would be overjoyed if they would let me film. The Penny Weevil's right here. He's currently empty. Ryan says, tell me it's ridiculously bad how badly Greyhound treats people. For some people, that's all they can afford. Yeah, exactly. Kayla Netherton, thank you for the super chat. Shout out to my cat Fidget. He loves your video. Shout out to Fidget. Yeah, what Ryan said. big shout out to Fidget. What Ryan said there is it's abhorrent how Greyhound talks to people. And it isn't just, you know, it isn't just me. It's not like they just treated me badly. It's like that's clear that that's just how they treat people. And the majority of their clientele is people that have very little money, people that would have been way more screwed in that situation than me. So I just imagine, like, if someone had absolutely nothing and left their phone, one of their only things they have on that bus, and they wouldn't lift a finger to help them get that phone back. That is sad, and that is gross. Whitbits, thank you for the super chat. It says, hey, we rode the Zephyr 3 times, but only in the seats. Boo. Good biscuits and gravy. We started YouTube because of you. Thanks for the inspiration. Well, thank you. The one person that actually did seem to care was the bus driver himself. Mary Ellen Cook Mainig says, not all Greyhound employees are rude and obnoxious. I have had some really good experiences. I'm glad to hear that. Like, I really am genuinely glad to hear that. It makes me feel a little better that I just got a bunch of sourpusses and that the whole company isn't rotten from the core, because that was really disheartening. So hopefully I had a particularly bad experience, because I would hate to know that people are going through situations like that with any sort of regularity. Cindy Fields, thank you for the super chat. Scary Mary TV, Benny and Neri, love your videos. Take a cruise with Jen to Bermuda. Thanks for posting daily. I've missed the last few days, but I'm going to try to get back in the saddle here. Christopher LeBrand says, my wife, social worker, she wants to know what's the best and worst part of your job as a social worker. Best part of the job is knowing that there was situations where I was able to keep children safe. The worst part of the job, part of me wants to say like the stress, but I actually enjoyed the job, believe it or not. And I would say the worst part is just, you just get, you get unappreciated and underpaid for the important work you're doing. Xena Girl, how are you doing? Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Jacob, did you hear Gremlins and Goonies are scheduled for remakes? Hope you're doing great. I'm afraid that they'll ruin Gremlins. I almost don't want a remake of Gremlins because I love it so much. Yeah, if they're going to do CGI Gremlins, just don't do it. Just don't make it. We don't need CGI Gremlins. CL, thank you for the super chat. I took Greyhound East Lansing to Fort Lauderdale. Craziest, worst thing that ever happened to me. 5 hours from L to Detroit. Ha, ha, ha. Some things never change. Whew, yeah. I don't know how Greyhound's been around so long. Saxon Stars says, what is the Rosebud reference about? Go watch Citizen Kane. Creaties, how are you doing, buddy? Next time you're in Fort Worth, you might try staying in the Hotel Texas room 880, which is part of the former suite that JFK and Jackie stayed in on their last night before going to Dallas. So I guess that would have been his last night on Earth. JFK spent in Dallas, Fort Worth. Or in Fort Worth. The Dallas part, not so restful. Christopher LeBrand, thank you for the super chat. That's crazy. I didn't know about that. What room is that? Hotel Texas. Dang. Adam Hebb says, did you see that Hershey is no longer operating the chairlift? I had suspicion. It just, last couple times I've been there, it wasn't working. I had suspected that it may not be long for this world. Sometimes I'm getting to the point where I can spot, yeah, that's not going to be around much longer. Creati says Fort Worth was sweet to him. Dallas was not kind to JFK. Not to say that some people weren't nice to him. Thank you for the super... Oh, message retracted. Not to say that some people in Dallas weren't kind to JFK, but I think if you took his overall experience, I feel like he would say it was a negative. ASAP11, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Jacob, hope you feel better. Just letting you know, I sleep to your voice and videos every night from a playlist of your videos. Keep up the great work. Lunch on me sometime next time we get to Pittsburgh. Well, thank you so much. I had no idea my voice could be so calming. My parents always told me I was annoying. People want to know about the cruise ship. I'm going to try to fit a cruise in, hopefully this year. A lot of people recommend the Disney cruise. I don't think I want to start with a Disney cruise. I think I'd want to start with more of a standard cruise. And then if I like it, maybe move on up. Originally, I was going to do an Alaskan cruise to finish off, but I needed it to go. I decided to go not do it with a cruise because we got to get that state fair. We've got to get that Alaska State Fair in. Creati says, just do one with interesting island stops. Yeah, I think that's probably it. You probably just got to do the cruise that has interesting stops, because I'll get stir crazy if I'm just on a boat all the time. What the cluck? Thank you for the super chat. We're your biggest fans in Michigan. Are you excited for the new Epic Universe? Do I plan to visit? Thoughts about additions to the Disney park? Well, thank you for your super chat. Yes, excited about Epic Universe. I have a save the date, but I don't have a formal invitation yet. But yeah, my main concern about cruise is, so let me set the table here. My sister had her wedding at a resort in Cancun, and it was not a cruise ship, but it was a all-inclusive resort. So I feel it was the same vibe as a cruise ship. Your alcohol, your food was all included. You could just eat and drink nonstop. There were swimming pools that you could swim in. There was, just a lot of hanging around, like hanging by the water, hanging in the pool, drinking alcohol, eating lots of food. And it just is not my thing. I'm just like, I want to do stuff. I want to do something. I want to see something. I don't want to sit here and black out on tequila at 2 p.m. Cruises that are not inclusive with alcohol. Okay, but I still feel like a lot of people go on cruises just to eat and drink and swim in the pool. Like, that's accurate, right? Like, a lot of people, that's why they go, right? Yeah, I've heard the Mississippi River cruises are expensive. Yeah, I don't like to gamble. I'd love to, Kevin Wells, to go to the Albuquerque Hot Balloon Festival. I'd love to do that. I really would. I'm really not much of a drinker. Zena, thank you for the super chat. I will have an alcoholic beverage when, you know, the mood suits me. When I feel like it's the appropriate time and place. But I try not to make the consumption of alcohol, you know, I don't try to make that a daily source of entertainment, as a lot of people my age do. Nuts and Board, thank you for the super chats. I suggest looking up Chow Yun Smuts. She's amazing at planning trips and cruises. She's cool propler. Stacy Prince, thank you for the super chat. Hey Jacob, love your channel. Family watches you nightly. Can't wait till your next adventure. Hello to Jen. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, one of the reasons I don't drink is just because I feel like it slows me down being able to visit things and do things. You know, if I want to be able to get up early and see things, you can't be getting trashed at night. Alicia, thank you for the super chat. Northeast Alabama needs a visit, and I also fall asleep to your videos every night, and sometimes I'm awakened by your hollering when it switches to haunt videos. Sorry about that. You see what North Bama offers? It's been a little while since I've been there. What they have, North Alabama. You got like Huntsville, the Rocket Center. Yeah, I enjoyed my free drink on the train. Joshua Shank says, Jacob, I know you're a fellow octopus lover. Have you heard of the legendary octopus cryptid of Tacoma, Washington, allegedly destroyed a bridge? Not heard that story. That's very interesting. Terry Talks Movies, thank you for the super chat. It says, hi from Melbourne, Australia. I'm with you. Don't get drunk. It messes with your brain. K8DWM. Hey, Jacob, since you're from North Carolina, is Mount Airy worth it? Mount Airy, the home of Andy Griffith. If you're really into Andy Griffith's show, I mean, because that's basically what it is. It's all like all like memorabilia and stuff from there. What the Cluck says, do you think you get scared easily? Yeah, I have high anxiety, so I get scared easy. Brody Netherton says, at CryptidCon, the Hodag set off the fire alarm. Thank you for the... That sounds like the Hodag. Wurlitzer, thank you for the super chat. Hello, do you have a full footage of 153 from Penny Arcade Machine Collection, Illinois? I don't know what that means, but thank you for the super chat. Hello, do you have full footage of 153 from Penny Arcade Machine Collection in Illinois? Michael Byrne, thank you for the super chat. Yes, me and Jen are together. Wurlitzer Model 153. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't know that the nuts and bolts. Whitbits, thank you for the super chat. Says you can only pick one to ride for the rest of your life. Treasure Hunt, Monterey, Haunted Castle, or Cave Train Adventure. What do you choose? Cave Train Adventure. Cave Train Adventure, for sure. Ryan, I'm going to try to get down there before they get rid of it. I've gotten to the point where I feel like they're just basically making the tribute stores directly targeted at me. Jeff says, how's the early progress your area concerning the floods coming along? Well, that's the first I've heard of that, so that's something I will be checking on as soon as I get off of here. Oh, I haven't heard about floods. Oh my gosh. What now? I mean, it's been raining a lot. James Rosetar, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Jacob, my daughter Haley and I love your channel. She would like to know if you're planning a trip to Knoebels this year. I'm just not sure. I'm approaching this year differently. I'm going to be focused more on long road trips. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be focusing more on long road trips. And so I don't know when specific times I'll be going to amusement parks. Or some amusement parks may have to not get visited this year. Oh, great. Let's talk about the ones from Hurricane Helene. So it's... I was just in Asheville a couple days ago, and it's still like the worst parts. There's still mud on the ground. I mean, talking about something that happened in October, there's still mud on the ground. The buildings are still smashed. They've got most like the dangerous debris cleaned up, but it still looks like an absolute war zone down there. I think most of the areas that weren't in the like direct flood zone are okay, but yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst natural disaster that's ever hit this area in recorded history. Stan Lawrence, thank you for the super chat. Jim Bishop, thank you for the super chat. It's my son Isaiah and I've been watching for years. Thank you so much. Yeah, Biltmore Village is closed from the Ruth Chris Steakhouse is the first business on that end that's opened, and then over back on the other end, it's like I don't even know. I think the gas station on the corner of the Wendy's was demolished. That strip over there. Biltmore State. The front gate took a hitting, but Biltmore put their stuff back together faster than I could even believe. That's the only place that got things back together. There's a new Joe Dirt sequel. I had not heard about that. Michael Aerosmith, thank you for the super chat. See you at Transworld. We'll be there Friday and at your panel at Saturday. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you. For anyone just turning in, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to. I think I'm ready to go back out and film something tomorrow. I've Had a pretty painless recovery. I'm just trying to be extra careful. Ryan, yes, I was very excited when Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. And then, like, when I heard people complaining about it online, I'm like, come on. There's no making wrestling fans happy. I thought he was a perfect winner. Watch him come out on TV, and the crowd makes them put his music back on because they love him so much. Mark Draskowitz says, Jacob, one of the U.S. oldest amusement parks in the state of Connecticut. Yes, that is Lake Compounce. Erie Travels is glad you went to Leech Place. Now we need to go to Devil's Courthouse in Judicaula Rock. What's the story with Devil's Courthouse? Is that where it's the Devil's Courthouse where Judicaula lived? Yeah, Ryan. People complain about WWE not making new stars, and then they make a new one, and no one's happy. Well, the internet grumps aren't happy. You can see the fans are loving it. Why do I drive an Equinox? I just find it to be a comfortable car. It suits my needs. Erie Travel says, yes, that's where Judicaula lived and dispensed justice. The Rock is supposed to be his handprint or his guide to enter the spirit world. Judicaula, the slant-eyed giant. I don't know about crawling on Devil's Courthouse right now, but maybe I'm feeling a little bit better. Actually, I don't know if you can get to Devil's Courthouse. Oh, yeah, because the Blue Ridge Parkway is shut down. Oh, it's a different Devil's Courthouse on Whiteside Mountain. Okay. So there's two Devil's Courthouses. So Whiteside Mountain is the Judicaula's Devil's Courthouse. All right, guys. I've been on here about 2 hours. I want to appreciate we've had over 1,000 people in here for an extended period of time. Over 1,000 people in here for almost the whole live stream, which is just amazing. Ryan says for the end of the live stream, give you at least one eat. Yeet. Yeet. It's just me, Oos. I'm going to try to do more live streams when I can. Of course, I always got to prioritize making the videos, 'cause that's what we do here. But we'll try to pop in every once in a while for a good live stream. Oh, okay, here. We got more info here. Both Devil's Courthouses are his territorial markers. Glad you are well. You will find some of our new book, Dark Side of Smokies, full of cryptids and legends. That's awesome. Thank you so much. As Van Hoy asked about when Blue Ridge Parkway will be back open, it's supposedly it's effed up. Like, it's bad. There's no telling when it's March 1st, supposed to be 40 opening up. Really exciting. I wish I could be here to ride it the first day it opens. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the nice comments. Had a good time. Thank you for spending the evening with me. Sue, thank you for the super chat. And until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.